matchup, and then they swapped, and he still lost.
Guys, it's a
What was the
Rubik
last pick
last.
happened?
Rubik.
So support.
And it was probably then an offlane Enigma, unless you want to go for Rubik as a
that
core.
makes more sense. Their lanes aren't as weak now against the
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think that Senking really forced their hand as well, and then the offlane Enigma has the added benefit that he can deny a lot of experience as well. So
Okay, which team? Escape or Adfinum?
Adfinum.
Adfinum for me too, so that's 2 Adfinum already. Gods?
Yeah, I'm Team Enigma.
Team
I
Enigma.
wanna believe
That is
in the
Escape
Enigma pick,
Gaming
yeah.
for Gods, and now Gods. You have a tough job today. You gotta move again to the commentator's desk. It's time for game number 2. Escape Gaming for Adfinum with Oni Pixel and Gods.
10 seconds remaining.
Alright, hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the ASRG Dream League casting desk. I'm Oni Pixel, I'm here with Gods. We're ready to take you through the second game, the first series of the day. Adfinum up against Escape Gaming once more. Let's get ourselves in. And Gods, we're going to have a lot of fun with Thug. Fun with Thug this game. He is on his signature TA, but of course over on Escape, we've got Enigma and Kezu Enigma as well, so it's going to be the core Enigma.
It's a pesky hero to deal with sometimes because he can deny creeps, keep the wave back. But Adfinum have a very good couple of supports that, in theory, should still be out of zone, can hit the Eidolons pretty well. Enigma can also hit at that jungle camp as well pretty nicely. Although it looks like his lane's going to be made a bit harder with the early D ward. They've also got vision of his jungle camp by the secret shop, so that makes it just that little bit harder to utilize that camp for farm as well as experience.
I mean, overall, what's the play then with this Enigma? Because we do not see Enigma a lot. I want to say we only saw it once in the European qualifiers. Who picked it? Can you remember? Was it Adfinum?
I can't remember that who picked it.
There was definitely a game where we saw it, wasn't there?
Was it in the playoffs? Or
It was in the playoffs. Me and you were casting it. I can't remember who it was. I think it was Adfinum. I don't know.
Yeah, these games blur together sometimes.
But
it's good against Lifesteal and melee carry. Actually, really good against TA as well. So the TA was picked afterwards with that said.
I guess what you're only really worried about the disruption and the burrow strike this game.
And disruption is not normally a spell you typically worry about because it's being used defensively or it's being used to make illusions. So you see the 2 supports, you see a Lifesteal. Enigma is definitely a good pick after those 3 heroes are picked up. So I'm curious to see how it goes. Early smoke rotation from the Adfinum supports. They're looking to do something a bit different and funky. They're leaving the Lifestealer alone in a 1v1. And honestly, Lifestealer could actually beat an Enigma 1v1. So I'm liking this call from Adfinum.
Down bottom, look at this wraparound here. MNT and Spartan coming around saying hello to Era. Setting up for Skylight to come in, but a nice little fire blast from Cinder and a hold Skylight back initially. He'll still try for the burrow strike, but at only level 1 does not have the range to get in on Era.
They missed
that
fine. Badly. Yeah. Good stun from Synderen. Held his skill point, I believe, and got Fire Blast. That Fire Blast saves their life.
Skylight, he's a smart man.
Could not stun the disruption. That looks like a really fumbled game from Adfinum. You're like, oh, where was the stun? The Shadow Wave heal bomb also missed as well. It only, I think 1 unit was next to Era, so it did very little damage. But honestly, I think Adfinum just were caught completely by surprise by Fire Blast. Great call from Synderen.
Up top, Kezu. Looking pretty strong in the lane at the moment. Managing to get the levels and put the pressure onto the Lifestealer.
Lifestealer, though, I think the supports are actually going to stay bottom and mid because Lifestealer's picked up a poor man's shield. He wants to be able to fight the Eidolons with some early phase boots. He can actually farm Eidolons really easily. 3 right clicks is all you need to kill them, and they also give a lot of gold. So 31 gold, they give as much as lane creeps, basically.
So do you imagine Escape Gaming may send a second Era up here to put more pressure on Madara, get Yapsor up, or does he need to be hanging around the mid for a long time this game?
I don't think you can really send anyone else up here. Your supports are just needed too much elsewhere, but possibly you say someone like Yapsor can go up there just because there's a kill opportunity, since Lifestealer is going to be playing around on fairly low HP versus the Enigma.
Well, for the moment, at least, Yapsor definitely putting his eyes towards the mid the most. Telekinesis onto Thug, drags him back into the cold snap for Poi for getting a fair few right clicks down. Refraction still on cooldown, but MNT's there with the backup. Drops the disruption. Thug's going to be A-OK, and he'll be able to continue laning. Now, of course, at the moment, with the extra pressure Yapsor's putting on, Koifa has got the lead, but Thug, still finding some CS, but it's certainly an Invoker-favoured lane at the moment. Bottom lane, Spark. Spartan could be in trouble. Doesn't have a point in the grave. Era will take that first blood for the Luna. And now on to Skylark, who's looking for Sinner and has the caustic in him. So Sinner will pop. The question is if Era can actually maybe find something in return. Skylark's out of mana, but Era just having to be careful of the caustic finale. Getting himself away.
Yeah. So decent exchange since Era gets the first blood himself. Helps him stabilize his lane a little bit, but Sanking is still leading the Luna on raw CS, so this Sanking should continue to do fairly well down bottom. I think Adfinem will look at bottom and top lane and be fairly happy with how they're going. It's the mid lane where Yapsor has given Thug a really rough time. Just 6 CS on the Templar Assassin. Very different story from the last time we saw Thug play the TA versus an Invoker mid.
Oh yeah, absolutely. The qualifier, I can't quite remember who it was by, who it was against, sorry, but yeah.
That was Miracle on Liquid.
Yes, and he was playing Invoker again,
yep.
Wasn't he? Yeah, you're right. Same matchup, and indeed Thug had quite a game then. But at the same time, Thug falling behind. We saw him fall behind game 1 in the series, and was able to bring it back, albeit on a different hero. But we'll see if indeed Thug can do a bit of a repeat performance on the TA this time. But indeed, Escape Gaming going to be slightly happier with the opening to this game, and especially with giving that first blood to Era. That's giving him a nice bit of a cash boost.
Bit of poking and prodding down bottom. Sanking doesn't have the mana for a stun, but has done a good job just using this pull camp to bring it back, deny some experience and farm from Escape. So they'll even get the Dark Troll camp, which gives Sanking his level 4.5. He's going to have Tranquil Boot soon. This bottom lane has gone very well for Adfinem.
Up top, Soaring now on Kezu. But indeed, I guess as you anticipated, the Lifestealer is doing A-OK in this lane. 17 for 4 against the 10 for 4, being able to farm up those Eidolons as well is a bit of an added bonus, as you said, if Kezu ever leaves them out of position. And now with the fact that MNT's up here as well on the Shadow Demon, life's just going to get a little bit harder for Kezu, so he's got to be careful. Yep. There we have it. See if he can play his way out of this one. Madara surrounding him. Kezu turning towards MNT, maybe seeing if he could bring down the Shadow Demon with him, but he's falling low and almost certainly falling down as they'll take him out. Finham finding the kill up top, but at the same time, Escape Gaming getting the action done bottom. Dazzle out of position, and Spartan will be dropped as Era and Sinera moved in for the kill with that DD on the Ogre.
Yeah, nice retaliation. Very similar, well, kind of similar exchange. Both heroes both teams losing here in the offlane, although one a support, one a core in the Enigma.
Yes. Yeah.
So it definitely hits Escape a little bit harder, but Kezu's immediately back to lane with the conversions, ready to continue farming and getting what he can out of this top lane. But he's not really farming or CSing that well, just the 12 CS as an offlane Enigma where he had a 1v1 initially. He's also used the jungle camps a bit. You'd expect to see him closer to that like 20 to 25 mark, I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, is there a reason why Kezu's going back to lane at this stage rather than just farming in the jungle? Is it just worth to have that little bit of pressure put on the Lifestealer?
A little bit of pressure, the little bit of deny potential as well. The conversions does deny farm and XP from Lifestealer, although it hasn't really hit him all that hard this game. And it also keeps possibly the supports up there.
Yeah.
We saw the Shadow Demon rotate up there, so it just makes sure your other lanes aren't under as much pressure. And that's partly why Quake was doing as well as he is, because Enigma, if he was straight up dodging the top lane, would see more pressure on the mid Invoker.
Down bottom, Skylark is Spartan. Going on to Sind, Era. Gonna look to help try and turn this one around with him, but Skylark just committing with the touches. The caustic finale slowing Sind down. Sind's gonna pop, but again, Era will almost certainly find the kill in return, and he does. So again, these 1-for-1 trades down the bottom, supports falling, but at the end of the day, it just feels that a little more fruitful for Escape Gaming because Era is getting the kills on this position 1 Luna, and maybe Skylark to be in trouble as well. Yapsor's hasted up. They'll pop the Eclipse, make sure that they get this one as well. And another bit of action for Era to be involved in. And talking about Invoker trying to get involved with the Surge Strikes. Look at this Invoker. He's so far ahead of Thug this game. This really is going to be one of those games to watch and see if Adfinem do end up winning this. Just watch the recovery of Thug's TA, because if he makes it, it's going to be an absolute journey, because he is far behind at the moment.
He had some practice from last game, I guess is the good news, although TA not typically here. You want to be far behind him unless you've got Ancient stacks, which he doesn't have.
And he is so far behind. I mean, he's on, you can see on par with the support farm of Yapzor.
Yeah, Era will be alright. That Eclipse from Era, definitely not needed. He had a Lucent Beam with a Sunstrike, so it would have been a kill on Sanking without it, but it definitely shows some frustrations from last game. Era had a rough game 1. He got bullied a lot. He never got his farm, so I think there was some frustration spilling over when he goes for an Eclipse like that.
Look at this Yap just taunting and playing around with Thug. And we'll TP out.
Jeez, no bottle even for the TA?
Yeah, Thug
or is it on the Courier?
He's got a long road ahead of him.
He's got the bottle and boots on Courier. That makes more sense. I was like, what's going on here?
Minus now done for Koifer, of course, 7.5 minutes in. with this start that he's had. He'll be very happy with that. Level 7. And Quake for Invoker, of course, one of the classics. We'll see how much he can pull out the bag with this lead that he's been granted. A lot of it down as well to the fact that he did have Yapzor pretty much sitting mid, bullying Thug right out of the lane and making sure that Quakefa has this accelerated beginning.
Definitely worth it, shutting down a player like Thug and also enabling a player like Quakefa. Quakefa very good on these flashy heroes. If there's one player you look at and talk about on the core role for Escape, it is Quakefa.
Make a bit of a go on to Skylark here. Kezu, he's got a black hole, he's going to pop it. It is just onto the SK, and this is attack the SK as well. Disruption. Yeah, Skylark's going to be fine.
He may have actually been able to get a kill there on Enigma if not for the disruption wasn't needed. He had a stun which he could have used, but either way, the safe call from Adfinum as they back off and make sure that they don't lose anything to that first black hole. Not the end of the world for Escape. You see a black hole like that used, not get a kill and all that, it's easy to say, oh, that's a bad black hole, now they have it on cooldown. But realistically, the first 10-15 minutes of the game, you don't normally see many black hole opportunities, so the black holes you go for are normally for solo kills. Team fights don't really start to break out until like 12 to 15 minutes when you're ready to push towers.
Yeah.
But it was still a bit of a ambitious attempt from Escape. That's tanking though. Poor man's shield with Tranquils, he is tanky as hell.
He's not doing too badly as well. I mean, if you look at the net worth of him, he's only a couple of hundred behind Era. Skylark has been finding the farm, as you said, earlier, just in the laning stage, interrupting their pulls, getting himself involved in that jungle camp.
Yep. Speaking of juggling, Thug is just going to go full jungle. He's taking over the medium camps. He's got a triple stack at his Ancients from the Dazzle, so they're trying to do everything they can to make sure that he can catch up. They're allowing him to bottle Crow even while he's jungling, so everything that Adfinum are doing right now is just trying to help him out. Lifesteal doesn't need help. The only thing he maybe needs at some point is the Courier to finish his armlet, but realistically he's telling his team, like, look, I'm crushing my lane. I've got free farm up here. Worry about helping Thug. Worry about helping the offlane. Make Skylark, his Sand King, do well this game. Yeah,
and it's working so far for Thug. This was a man that I was drawing attention to about, it feels like only a minute ago, he was on the same farm as Yapzor's Rubik. Now he's ahead, down bottom spot, and maybe going a bit AFK here. Still no points in the shallow grave, so that's the Dazzle down. Aaron now on a killing spree. And Escape Gaming will transition this into a push on the bottom lane. Taking the tier 1 by the looks of it. Adfinum unable to do anything about that one. Yeah, Dazzle, Spartan, bless him at the moment, he's kind of been the freebie for the side of Escape Gaming. They've taken him down, but 4 of the 5 kills they've had have been onto Spartan. Level 5, still no points in the shallow grave.
Yeah, not too sure about that. And also, like, his positioning's been a bit off. Spartan is one of those very aggressive type style support players, so it's one of those kind of byproducts of sometimes being too aggressive on that support role. You go to the offlane, you're partnered with a Sand King, you're thinking, sweet, I've got a Sand King in my lane, we're meant to be super aggressive, they went for the first blood, and Spartan is still just in that aggressive mindset when he needs to change it and just go into defensive mode, sit behind a carry, keep them alive as needed, should have a point in grave ASAP really, level 6, I'd rather he get it than the Weave perhaps, but either way, he needs to just change his playstyle up. And Escape, they've come in, they've recognized the threat that is the TA catching up with Ancients.
With Era. Yeah, Adfinum, it feels like they really need to do something about this because Escape Gaming taking a lot from them here.
Black Hole not quite up, but 20 seconds and it will be.
Yeah, Thug, he's questioning whether he can
even without
help fight.
Black Hole, they're so powerful and strong here. The level 3 Bloodlust gives them some good damage output.
Skylark,
they bring in Lifesteal, but he's got no armlet.
It's an early time for them to fight, but they really feel like they need to try and do something with Escape Gaming, taking the Ancients away from Thug. That he was desperately going to be looking to take himself, of course, with just the full behind he had in the laning stage. Making a bit of a go on to Skylark. Thug still on the sidelines, but look at this positioning from Keza with the Eidolons, just blocking off Thug, keeping eyes on the TA, making it very hard for him to get in, and at the end of the day, Escape Gaming able to take a fair bit from that stack. Black Hole's now back up for Kezu. And Thug, he's going to have to look at other opportunities to climb his way back up to the top with those Ancients being taken straight under the noses of Adfinum.
That was really clever play from Escape. They were positioned as far away to the south from that Ancients as possible to farm it. They took a decent amount until they felt like they weren't safe anymore, and then they backed off, said, okay, enough's enough. They knew Lifesteal had rotated in at that point and was probably infesting someone, so they didn't want to overstay their welcome when zero heroes, the only heroes they saw on the map were heroes at the Ancient. So if Lifesteal was still top, they'd probably have continued to go for more. But with Lifesteal gone, they were just like, nah, let's back off. Let's play it safe. Let's go for it after you see him back top or mid. Right now, TA is over in the mid lane. Theoretically, after taking this T3 tower, you could go back to that Ancient stack if you want.
Absolutely, and Escape Gaming just trying to utilize their pushing power at the moment on the bottom. I guess they realize as well, you know, with that last bit of action, they can afford to group up and push because Thug, he's still trying his best to catch up. As you said, the Lifestealer, he's been sat inside Skylark for the last full minute or so.
It's a big commitment from him. His armlet's on the career though, so this is actually okay because of the armlet coming out now. He's more ready to fight.
There's Skylark trying to make a go in immediately, but the Soul of Burst Trophy has to split back in onto the SK. The Black Hole now comes down onto Thug, and of course he's got the second one in there as well. Skylark point where they've lost Thug, double kill for Era. Madara trying to turn onto Yapso, he will take down the Rubik, but Escape Gaming with 4 still alive, 2 down on Venom. Let's see what the plan is. Koifa still at full health as well.
Looks like they want to try and get this tier 2. They need to be careful. They've used Black Hole and Eclipse. Yeah, with Era as low as he is, Escape make the smart play, and that is backing off. They say, let's not risk going for this tier 2 tower. Lifesteal is in full fighting shape. And Madara, yeah, it was a big time commitment from him where he wasn't farming at all. Was just sitting there infested, but similarly, Escape were 5-manning. So, yeah, he's wasting his time, but Escape, you could argue, were also somewhat wasting their time. They were sitting around as 5, getting nothing done until the very end when a fight broke out. And they traded 2 for 1. It was like a very slight Escape win as far as how that team fight went. They did kill the TA, which is where they get the main advantage for them, but for both teams, you can kind of see on some of the graphs, like Escape are actually behind on experience, but ahead on gold.
Okay.
So they've been 5-manning so much that they're actually losing out a bit in terms of experience, and that's with Quick for having a Midas.
Well, so Koifa might be able to make a good job at taking out this tier 1 up top with the Forge Spirits out, the push going on. Venom elsewhere on the map at the moment, so it's going to be a bit of a freebie here for the Invoker. Koifa already at the top of the graph, and this is going to bump him that little bit further ahead. At the same time, though, Venom will look to try and take the trade. Onto the tier 1 down bottom, fortification coming out, but it looks like Escape Gaming more focused on just trying to take another tower in the mid lane. So they may lose 1 on the bottom, but they have found 2 in return. Top and looking to be middle as well, even though they are actually starting to back up a bit. This Shadow Poison from MNT causing them to be a little bit cautious about this proceed. And in fact, Quakever, he's just continued to work on the top lane. There is now a Blink Dagger on the SK, and immediately revealing as they jump in onto Quakever. He has got the Ghost Walker, they got detection. It doesn't look like they do. Quakever, he's going to be alright here, just getting himself out of the sandstorm.
He could go for a Sunstrike on Spartan even. Doesn't look like he will.
Oh, it would be a flashy play, but indeed at the moment he's just playing it safe. But yeah, Quakever surviving.
He's farming on 100 HP now. He's like, yeah, sure, I got my Midas up. I got to keep farming.
Aye.
None of this backing back to base stuff.
He wants to use his Midas.
Wants to probably pick up his travels as well, so he doesn't buy a TP scroll. He'll buy the travels. He'll walk back to base, then boot a travel out onto the map. Yeah. Really nicely done. And I mean, getting away with murder a bit there. You really, once you get ganked like that, you've got to have detection if you're at Venom. Yeah, it's a Quas-Exort Invoker, but he's level 11. He's going to have that value Wex point. Yeah.
And of course, a little bit of intel loss as well for Venom, as it was the Blink Dagger reveal on the SK. So Escape Gaming will be much more prepared for that as the next fight comes around. Kezu, mech now complete.
He's not farming great, but he's hit the item he's looking for. He's helped his team just kind of be a scary 5-man unit. Definitely not sold on the Enigma pick at this point, just based on how his rate of farm and his contribution just feels a little lackluster. If anything, I feel like it's kind of like a poor man's Tide Hunter this game, where Tide could be farming more, would be just as threatening in a 5-man scenario, would probably have arcane boots to go with the mech, maybe even working on a bit more like a Blink Dagger already. So it really just feels like a slightly weaker version of what a Tide Hunter brings to the table. Yeah, there's some laning benefits to the Enigma. You're a ranged hero, you can deny some farm and XP, but all in all, the Enigma pick hasn't... I'm not really sold on it.
Escape Gaming ready to try and finish off this tier 2 down bottom. Venom has Spartan around, also MNT coming down as well. The 2 supports, so not a huge amount they can do on there, and they'll drop down the weave. Because of that vision, and of course, just start that debuff ticking down, but looks like they've got no intention of fighting into that one. They'll have to let Escape Gaming take the tower. Quakever picking up the extra bit of bonus gold.
Yep. We'll come back in, but TA did manage to get in and farm those Ancients on the Dire side, so he's now over on the Radiant Ancients, just getting what farm he can. Picks up a Blink Dagger for Thug, so he's got the items to at least contribute. When a fight breaks out, he could theoretically have Lifesteal infest in him, although for now it's in the Sand King, and Sand King going towards mid. They want to contest this road.
Oh, and they will have a chance to do it. TA traps out. They know that this is going on. They've got good vision as well around the pit at Venom, so Escape Gaming may be a little hasty with this one. Obviously, they are the slightly stronger side in terms of resources, so they are ahead. And it's falling low. AF. Let's see what the play is going to be. Skylark and D with Madara inside him. They can time this perfectly with the vision they have. Skylark moving forward. Smoke's going to be dispelled. They're going to see him. Immediate fire blast telekinesis. But Yapso is going to be focused by Madara. Chomp. The mech comes out from Kezu. And they're going to lose him though. It's not enough. The regen does not keep him alive. That goal from Kezu committed just to hold him on the skylines. It will allow him to kill a Lifestealer, but Thug, he managed to get in the pit, finish off Roshan, grab himself the Aegis, and get himself the hell out. So at the end of the day, they may have thrown away the Lifestealer, but Advenom aren't done yet. They come back in looking for Kezu, but the Eclipse from Era, bringing Skylark low. They do find the Sand King kill. But Thug, he's actually trying to find into this one, getting a little bit cheeky. He does have that Aegis. He feels like he can go for this. Looks towards Arrow, hits the Melt Strike. He needs backup though, and he's not going to get it. He's on his own. And at the end of the day, even though he got the Aegis and the Roshan kill, now it's looking bad for Advenom. They lost the Lifestealer, they lost the SK. Thug maybe had to play his way out of this one. He should have Refraction and blink up again in a second.
That'll slow him down, but
he should be able to get out. Have they got the vision? Nope. Doesn't look like it.
Seem to know he's there, but that's not going to help you.
Actually, Absol might get a telekinesis off, but Spartan, yeah, he could play with his life again. Level 7, who needs Shallow Grave? What spells that? He don't want it. He doesn't do that. He just likes to hit people, do lots of damage.
And again, it's Spartan a bit too aggressive there, thinking he needs to save his buddy, but hey, you've only got the heal, you haven't got the grave anyways, and Thug was actually more than alright, so not the cleanest game from Advenom, but they have managed to pull themselves. I mean, they've kept even, really. I was about to say pulled themselves back in. They were never really behind, and they're still not behind. It really feels like a very neck-and-neck game. Koikva's farming very well. He's going to have an Aghanim Scepter now and Invoker.
Yes, great timing for
and
Koikva.
Thug is going to be close to what I imagine to be a Desolator. So items will be getting picked up on both sides.
I mean, I guess pluses for both sides. Definitely more so for Escape Gaming there, in terms of we've got killing the SK, killing the Lifestealer. But good for Advenom that they managed to just make sure that Escape Gaming don't get the Aegis themselves.
The 5-man with Aegis on and the Luna is what kind of almost beat them last game, and that would have been a very similar thing to happen here. You have the mech on Enigma, potential Greaves upgrade later on. It could have just been Escape 5-manning down towers with an Aegis. So the Aegis just messes with that, makes that timing a little bit weaker, and Escape may just decide, oh, that timing is not for us, let's just go for the late game now. Let's get Era some more farm. Let's stack his Ancients. It just seems something they haven't been able to really do is prioritize more farm on Era when he's playing a hero like Luna.
That's all lame, Madara. Open with Koikva. Koikva's fine. He's safe with the Ghost War there. There's a wraparound coming through from Skylark, and Skylark has the dust, so he's going to look for the smoke to be dispelled. He knows Koikva's in the neighborhood, straight in onto the Invoker. He's going to try for the TP out, and in fact, he may just make it. Oh, the damage! It ripped him to pieces, but not quite hard enough. Only just getting away. Oh,
had the epicenter
pretty
too.
Close.
Sanking Skylark probably thinking that epicenter was definitely worth killing an Invoker, and
I mean, maybe underestimate the damage his teammates were going to do. Is like, this is an Invoker with 1800 health. We've already used our stun. But then it's like, oh my, we nearly killed him. Yeah, that was...
The Lifestealer had the Armlet Echo Saber, but yeah, couldn't quite kill him fast enough. And once he starts TPing, it's already too late to decide to epicenter. You have to epicenter right away. Yeah. And you're epicentering an Invoker who may cancel it. So
look at this. This is beautiful from Escape Gaming. Coming with the wraparound. 10 seconds until the black hole. Indeed, Skylark and Madara trying to hide up in the tree line. The Midnight Pulse are there to take down the trees. Madara goes to the race CP. He's going to be okay.
Unlucky. Kezu was 1 second away from black hole. He would have definitely black holed the lifesteal there. It's easily worth it for the kill. Just a tiny bit unlucky. They knew if a team fight happens, they'll have black hole. But it wasn't a team fight. It was just a TP out from Lifestealer that they just couldn't quite cancel.
But still, though, 21 minutes in, Escape Gaming with a much smoother flow than in Game 1, where obviously they did get the start, but then they were losing bad team fights against Advenom. So far, Advenom yet to really find that good team fight for themselves. As Koikva still at the top, Era looking very good as well this game, keeping himself ahead of the Lifestealer. But definitely the hero to watch still is Thug's TA. We saw him get crushed at the beginning, but now he's only less than 1,000 behind this Midas Invoker that was picked up at 7.5 minutes in. So Thug's recovery has been immaculate, but we're yet to really see the team fight from Advenom where it really comes into show.
Yeah, and with a BKB on TA, you can easily blink on top of an Invoker and just try and go onto him. The problem is still going to be the Enigma Black Hole. You've got two front-lining kind of melee carries, TA range carry, but realistically it functions very similar to a melee carry that you need to get up close and personal, and that really plays into the black hole very well for Escape.
Yeah, here we go, Escape Gaming coming in
Escape
hard.
can't blink. This forward spirit, really nice positioning from Koikba
MNC
to cancel the blink.
This is some setup. Skylark jumps in. Lots of damage onto Era. Era being forced away. Can they keep this man alive? They try bloodlust him, but Kessie comes in with a black hole. It's only onto Madara, but it's a big kill to secure. This time, though, Spartan has the grave. Keeps Madara alive for the time being. Tries to heal him up. Finally goes down. But the epicenter from Skylark coming as he hits the 3-4 man. Burrow strike 2 down. Koikba potentially going to fall as well. He does. Era's trying to turn with the Eclipse. Looking for Thug. Thug melts. Heads back towards the base. Yapso trying to finish him off with the telekinesis. Drags him back. Has the melt stolen. Goes for the zap to the back. Takes down the TA. An absolute bloodbath.
Is he going for
in
this?
the
He's got
top
a full
lane.
stop. Yapso wants it. The melt strike.
Oh, yeah, and he taunts. He uses the taunt. He gets out his sticky right it hard.
What a team fight.
Oh.
That was insane. At Finham, Skylark comes up with a 4-man burrow strike off of Epicenter.
With that broomstick taunt.
Yep, he hit it, and then Yapsor stole the burrow strike and caught 2 with his burrow strike. That was some godly plays from Yapsor as well as Skylark. It was a really, it's definitely the right way to use Black Hole. Kezu uses Black Hole just on the lifesteal there, because Sankey initiates. So Sankey initiates, ST's already used Disruption. That was both disables on cooldown. It was a free Black Hole onto the Raged lifestealer. They just couldn't quite kill him because of the Grave, but they kill him post-Grave.
Here we have it again.
Oh, it was just...
It was, immediately, the fact that they keep Era alive, this was absolutely crucial for Escape Gaming, because he managed to get a lot of damage out, and he had the Eclipse as well.
Yeah, he's just fighting on no HP the entire fight.
But watch this Epi and Burrow Strike onto 4 with the Burrow Strike. Beautifully done by Skylark.
Yapsor then controls the TA so incredibly well. Meanwhile, Luna's just fighting the SD.
Yeah, great Eclipse.
For a little while, I was like, oh, Luna stopped going for the TA and went for someone else, but I think that's because Era had to focus the other targets or he would have died.
He actually messes up. He went for an attempt on the Mail Strike onto the TA. It doesn't work out. But this one...
Round 2.
Oh! MNC did not know what hit him. Meanwhile, back at the game, another fight ensuing down on the bottom. As Cinderin, he's found himself the team of Finham. Era trying to turn with the Lucid Beam onto Skylark, but they've got the armor up. Takes the Spartan sweep. He gets the Grave on just in time. Mel Strike rips Era down. Spartan keeping himself alive with the stick charges. He's going to live. TP's coming through, but MNC takes down the creep before Quake can join the fight. Cinderin trying to get out to the back. They've got the destruction onto one. Go coming forward onto Yapso, but Yapso with the stolen Grave, keeping himself alive. He goes for the TP. Oh, he's not going to make it, is he? Oh, no, he's not. He nearly does it there with the Stolen's Grave, but this time the fight very much a loss for Escape Gaming, losing 3 down there. Quite for trying to join them, but the fact that MNT could take down the creep.
Yeah, that's huge. Quite actually finding some luck. Top lane finding the lifesteal, but lifesteal will just tuck himself away and then infestate away. But yeah, preventing Koikva from showing up with his level 14 Invoker was the big thing there. Adfinum kept the numbers at least even, and without the Black Hole, Enigma didn't really offer much in that fight, so it was all in all a very straightforward fight for Adfinum to take.
Yeah, I mean that fight just then, that's kind of the warning signs for Escape Gaming. It's Adfinum saying, look, we did this in game 1, you may have had a better start, but we came back in the mid-game, hit you hard. So Escape Gaming needing to pull themselves together a little tighter to deal with the power of Adfinum. Kezu worked towards that BKB, and he has the Black Hole. It's going to be level 11 as well as the second point in it for the next one, almost certainly. So we'll see what he is able to do with that. And of course, with the BKB, it's absolutely free reign for him in these team fights. If he sees the opportunity, he's going to be able to do it. The only issue now for him, I guess, is TA getting behind him, hitting him with the Mail Strike, and just bursting him down with the physical damage. Yeah. But that's hard in itself to do.
Absolutely, and that's TA putting herself in a very aggressive position. With a BKB, you could maybe justify it, but still, there's a lot of physical damage from Invoker and Luna, that, as well as the Bloodlust from the Ogre, that can punish the TA going too aggressive like that. So. We'll see Escape just immediately start 5-manning again. They're all going down this bottom lane. There's no Roshan. Well, Roshan could be theoretically respawning soon, and that's something Escape want to keep their eyes on as they go for a smoke without Quickfire. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not. He may just be the hero that's looking to push down this bottom lane, and that's exactly where he'll show himself. Often smokes will succeed more often if you are showing at least one here on the map.
And it's nice as well because they may not expect the bait at Finham because Quaither's been doing this pretty much all game. He's consistently been out on his own.
Yes, that's right. And Finham have to push out. They can't play defensive because of the rotary.
They'll just jump in on Skylark. Yep. They see an opportunity, taking the SK out of the fight. You know, we've seen how disruptive Skylark's been on these high ground defenses with the Epi, the Burrow Strike. He may even feel like he has to buy back. He's down for 40 seconds, and Escape Gaming, they're coming in hard down the bottom lane.
Yeah, it looks like that's a legitimate concern. His buyback may need to be used here for now. Escape, slow rolling things a little bit. This game around, they had the earn, an item they were kind of missing last game when they were going for this 5-man push, just having that bit of sustain. And I think Synderen actually recognized that when he picks it up this game. Just wanting to make sure they have that ability to sustain a push and keep on going.
Especially with the weave now ticking off. Escape Gaming, what's the plan? They look a bit cautious. Yep. Roshan's nearly up.
Yeah,
that's
a bit unfortunate that Rosh didn't respawn sooner because they would have liked to have gone for that, I imagine. But it will be a fairly late respawn with Sandking back alive for the Rosh fight.
He's just come up. They have not seen it yet.
Yeah, Adfinum have. They've got the TA trap, so...
Yep. I'm sure Escape Gaming will check again. They're still hanging around the pit. Yule's done on Skylark.
Escape
for the
really
next fight
needed
as well.
Gem, I want to say, just because of all the traps.
Okay.
Seen that one before.
Whoa, hey! He's gone.
Yeah, it's time for a gem if you're Escape. Get one on someone like the Rubik or the Enigma. Enigma doesn't want to buy it because of the BKB, but Escape, realistically, playing without gem against TA traps is a bit of a problem just because they're giving such good scouting information to Adfinum.
I don't think Escape Gaming are actually headed back in the pit yet to check. They must know.
They saw with the courier. They pinged it. Yeah.
Here we go.
They're in there now, but again, the TA trap will see him right away, and Adfinum.
I mean, there's no dazzle. It's a question if that's going to be enough to
it
make
looks
them
like they want to fight. Skylark's taking
Yep.
I believe they saw Skylark with the creep blade.
But look at Kezu. He's keeping himself out. He's going to be ready to come in with a backup black hole if the fight does kick off.
Yep. They're trying to bring Rosh down just without...
I think Skylark knows that. He's maybe seeing if he can get round to the
They
back.
see Rosh's HP though. Yeah. That's a big problem.
Oh, Skylark's actually been gone on here. They're stunning him up beautifully. He's taken out. Madara has to pop out and run. Now there's no Sandking. And because he went in on the Yules, he can't buy back and even think about trying to rejoin the fight here. So Escape Gaming may have a free Rosh for the taking. Getting Yapsa just jumping forward, scaring him off the Burrow Strike, saying, get out of my territory. They'll finish off Rosh. Era picks up the Aegis. And Escape Gaming, with that in their hands, could very well be good to go down another lane. Also, Era nearly reaching onto that level 16, has the Eclipse back online, as well as everything, to be fair. All ults available for Escape Gaming on this push.
Yep. It's go time. I'd say it's go time. You could consider backing off and waiting for that BKB on Enigma, but Escape have to be feeling some good momentum. They know the Sanking's dead. After last game, I think they just don't want to let this game drag too much.
Here we have Era going to look to front this one. How's the Aegis? So feeling pretty fearless at the moment. Thug trying to go in with Madara, but Era's forced back.
They're using the Force Staff as well. They probably have to reset at least until that Force Staff is back up because of how important it is just to disengage. And I really think with the full 5 minutes on Aegis, well, like now 4.5 minutes, they can wait the BKB of Kezu, but he has shown a great ability to find black holes without getting uncancelled without a BKB.
Here we have, again, a touch of the German. MNC just pulling back Era. They'll go with the Burrow Strike from Skylark. Madara with the raise, topping onto Era. Era falls back again. Era, he'll finally go down with the black hole, but Ally still indeed on the back, trying to eat to Kezu. Thug coming in onto Yap, so Era's back with his second life. Eclipse of Beach onto Madara with the grace there from Spartan. They have lost Skylark to the Chaos Meteor on the side of it, though. Sin looking back. Thug comes out, jumps in onto the Ogre. Multicast Stone comes onto Thug, but he's already killed Sin. Era trying to turn him back onto Thug. The EMP's down. Thug just hiding at the moment in the mouth. They don't have detection on the 3 remaining surviving heroes of Escape Gaming, and with that, Escape Gaming forced to back off. Adfinum aren't done. They're looking to chase. Kezu. Ooh, MNT. I believe he
had disruption up. It was more... Yeah. He got the vision at an awkward time where he didn't use it fast enough, but we'll see Enigma finish the BKB. It does feel like Escape rushed things there. They want to ride the momentum that they got from taking Aegis, killing Sandking, but just missing items, it feels like. You've got a 9, 1, and 10 Luna. Era is huge right now.
Absolutely
He
massive.
doesn't actually die there, but he's got 4k gold. You're pushing high ground with the level 15 Luna. Wasn't it? I don't believe Eclipse was used at level 3. I don't know for sure there, but I know when they first started the push, he was still level 15.
Yeah,
so
I imagine it probably
I would say it was a level 2 Eclipse. 4k gold stocked up. You want to spend this money. It just feels like a slight lack of discipline right now from Escape, because normally I feel this is a team that would fall back, wait for those items to complete, and then you still have Aegis. You don't have to rush your Aegis pushes. You can wait till you've got maybe a minute and a half to a minute left on the Aegis before you go high ground, and if you waited like that extra couple of minutes, Escape would have had Luna's Butterfly or Eagle Song, whatever it may be. They would have had the level 16, they would have had the BKB and Enigma, they would have had a lot more items to play around, and could have even theoretically looked for a pick-off using a smoke before going for a fight, but does cost them in the end. They don't get anything outside of a tier 3 tower with the Aegis, and Ad Finum gets some big key kills.
Interesting build as well. I don't know if you mentioned on Madara going for the S&Y this game. I guess just because of the kind of the pace of these mid-game fights and the fact that you've already got the Deso carrier on the TA. The
Deso carrier is already there. He's on the front lines, and he is getting caught in the black hole is the big thing. He recognizes his team is not always going to be able to stop a black hole. We saw it at the top fight where he died. So SMY is good stats. It's HP, it's armor, it's movement speed to get you away after the black hole ends. So it's just good, reliable item to make sure that you can try and save the black hole. Not to say it will save his life, but he has a better chance of surviving it.
Smoke time from Escape Gaming. And they may just find something tasty. Thug and Spartan out at the moment in the jungle of Ad Finum, who gets the jump and is going to be Yap Yap, gets the clap onto the TA, brings him back. An immediate, very early grave, in fact, from Spartan. He graves, TP's now. Thug is looking to walk this one off. He hasn't got a TP or any methods of escaping himself. He does have MNT in the neighborhood, but Yaps are jumping forward. There'll be a defensive disruption, but the Sunstrike down for Koi for coming in. Thugs out. Madara and Scarlet jumping in on the back lines. They're looking for Kezi. Kezi, the first to fall. Now eyes towards Era, but Era at this moment, he's forcing them to back. He's doing too much damage. They can't bring down the Luna. Scarlet forces down, but he's still going to take out himself. He's down as well. And Era moving in for more. Spartan's going to be disrupted, but one more touch and the dazzle to fall. Ad Finum, they've got to do something big now. They'll buy back on Skylark. They've got a bit of backdoor protection helping them for the time being. And no buyback on Thug, no buyback on Spartan.
Such a great smoke.
They do have the epic. And Scarlet's just going to jump in immediately. He's starting to see if he can find the kill onto Era. Madara looking for this Luna, but with the armor.
Thug's back.
Very hard to take down. Finally falls though. Can they get themselves anything else? MNC. Yeah, just look for the kill onto Sin. Sin going for the TP out. He's not going to make it though. Used up. Burrow strike. Sin left alone and taken down. Ad Finum do hold the top racks. But it was quite costly. You know, they lose heroes, and they didn't spend the buybacks.
Yeah, TA and Sand King, so not a cheap hold by any means. But I think Ad Finum are looking at this game similar to the last game, where it's like, as long as we can stay in it, stall it out, we can put ourselves in a position to win the late game like we saw last game. But this time around, it's a different story in terms of farm. Era is out farming Ad Finum, which wasn't the case last game.
That was nice. Arena. If they get this kill, and it looks like they will, they scanned on top of them. And they get it. They saw MNT grab the Invis rune up top. They scan on top of them. Kezu's got the sentry. They get themselves the freebie. I say that though, Kezu might pay with his life as they come in hard. Madara, Spartan, and Skylark. And you'll actually lose the Enigma for sticking around with that mid lane for that SD kill. So, Ad Finum, again, finding a favorable trade. Butterfly's now fully complete though on Era. You can see already Thug's trying to work his way towards what I'd imagine to be the Monkey King buys. He has the Demon Edge. I guess he definitely goes for that, or is there a chance he still just goes to the Daedalus?
I think definitely you go for it just because you're versing the evasion of Luna. And that's a hero that he's often in the front lines that he may have to go on. So MKB seems like a certainty to me, but again, the key thing is here, Era's got the Butterfly. He is leading the net worth as far as only the Invoker is ahead of him, his own teammate. He's not behind Ad Finum. No. He's in a place where he can fight Lifestealer well, he can fight the TA pretty decently.
I mean, Thug's down. He has a BKB, but he doesn't have a TP.
The blink off, but
all he can do is run. That's the best he can do at this stage. He knows that there's backup there. Ad Finum's heading down in to help him. So they may be ready to turn. Kezu's not with Escape at the moment. He's trying to make his way over. But it looks like that'll be enough. Ad Finum actually back away. They were just making sure that Thug gets out safely.
And so ideally, Kezu wants that Blink Dagger as soon as possible to give him the BKB and Blink Initiation for the guarantee. Look, I mean, he's got guaranteed black holes with BKB, but he wants the better black holes. Basher on Madara is an item that can cancel the BKB black hole.
And they can cancel Yapzor's life. Skylark and Madara jumping straight in. Going to get Madara out. Skylark looking for the juice.
It worked so far.
He should be okay. I mean, Blink's still on cooldown for Quakefer, and indeed he's out. Blink's down to the south, and with the TP, Skylark's back to safety. So they'll be able to get themselves that kill on Yapzor for absolute free. No punishment there from Escape Gaming. At the moment, certainly looking to be a lot stronger of a performance from Escape Gaming. Game 1, it felt that in some of the infights there were definitely mistakes being made, but Escape Gaming, they've ironed those out now. And in this second game, Era's in a place that he wants to be. Quake's on the Invoker, and as we're seeing just in these fights, being incredibly disruptive.
Top lane, Quakevar, looking for the solo kill.
Yeah. I mean, the man that we're talking about at the moment, he may just do it. Nope. MNT gets the chance to blink.
Nice,
so.
yeah, disruption into blink escape. MNT able to dodge the Invoker combos.
Pretty foolproof indeed, yeah, as an escape mechanism. Yeah. And MKB's done. So Thug has the damage. They can take down Era in these fights.
Yeah. I think the one player who's not where you want to be as far as escape go, it is Kezu on the Enigma. Just farm-wise, level-wise, he's struggling a little bit. Not keeping up with the Sand King, who's his counterpart, not having a Blink Dagger at this stage. Only 3 points in the Midnight Pulse. Small little things that can add up, but overall the game plan for Escape isn't being hindered because of it. They've still got the Black Hole. I guess the Blink Dagger does give you a nice bit of boost strategically. As far as being able to get the insta black hole on heroes like TA and Lifestealer. And it also means you're not putting yourself in danger of getting blinked on. Like if you've got no blink, you have to walk in as Enigma, which is where the TA can blink, melt strike you, and almost instantly kill you.
Loose for the moment. The plan is to wait out Roshan. Yeah, it is the longer respawn.
It seems like a fine call for Escape. Yeah. Farm up those blinks and stuff. They rushed things last time with an Age. This time without an Age. Just don't try and rush things too much. Finish off the next item or two. Get some wards down. Or try and go for a kind of smoke play, but you got to go for the more kind of high percent plays.
Hello.
With that, Lincoln's able to stop the initiation.
Mid lane, Escape Gaming may be looking to get dirty behind the tier 2 if they see an opportunity to do so. Venom though, keeping themselves back. Escape do have that nice ward down.
They've got a glimmer of the TA and the Dazzle now.
Yeah. They want to fight.
Walk Spartan.
The courier actually going to be the one to take a fall. Wasn't carrying anything, but a nice bit of a cash bonus there for Escape Gaming.
Was going for the shot. I'm not sure if it was looking for an ST's point booster probably for his Aghanim Scepter. Not the end of the world for Adfinem. It's not like they had the Ag Scepter and that stops him getting it. It was just like one piece of the puzzle. He had point booster plus buyback, so yeah, I'm pretty sure that was for the Shadow Demon.
Yeah, with the pace this game's going, Escape Gaming potentially waiting for Roshan before the push high ground again. Courier should be back up and ready for duty by the time they're pushing high ground.
Yeah.
That's a nice deal as well. Yep, so getting the heal. This could be the sustain that Escape Gaming need to push up. But indeed, they really do want that Rosh.
Yeah, they do. They're keeping that forward spirits there. The TA trap's still there. A bit surprised to see still no gem on the side of Escape. Just feels like, as far as TA traps are concerned, a worthwhile investment. But now Escape, they're going to de-ward around this secret shop area. They lost their own observe ward there, so vision does get somewhat taken away from them. But they'll also make sure they deny Adfinem of their own vision. Feeling still like Escape have the slight edge for now in the late game. They haven't really pulled away in terms of gold, and Adfinem have a 10,000 experience lead, which seems massive. But looking at the levels that affects, it's like your Enigmas and Ogre under level. There's not like any key hero levels are missing that much. Just a general XP deficit, meaning that they just haven't quite got all the stats they'd like on some of their heroes. Enigma specifically is feeling very under-leveled. But Luna doing fine. Invoker's close to that magic AoE Deafening Blast moment. Just needs a couple more levels, and here we go. Escaper in the Roche pit. They are looking good to go if they can secure this. But Adfinem are nearby.
A little bit spread out at the moment, though. I mean, MNT heads back. He's not going to have any kind of quick way of getting down here. TP's here just outside of his base, and will be able to make the move around. Escape Gaming, though, they head out. They know that Adfinem are likely to see them going for Roche, and they themselves want to be the ones jumping Adfinem from behind.
Yep. Dire Sentry scouts the Observer Ward on the cliff. They're not going to de-ward it, or they'll de-ward it with illusions because it's just so dangerous, but good call just sending the illusions forward. And that'll take out the Radiant Vision. So Radiant Vision around the Roche pit is on the wrong side of the Roshan pit. Ideally, if you're at Escape, you want it to be on that cliff or to the north, but it's all to the south side, to the west side. Could potentially scout a wraparound from Adfinem coming out from that left side of the Roche pit, but for now, Escape have to find an opening to get into that pit and deal with it in other ways. They want Roche, it's just a matter of how safe is it to take Roche.
Both teams being very careful about how they go about this.
Yep.
Neither team wanting to commit on Roche.
I wouldn't mind seeing Escape shove the mid lane. You shove that mid lane, force Adfinem to come back and defend it. It's just a matter of doing so without threatening your own lives. Forward Spirit, Eidolons could theoretically pressure it. And that's looks like to be what they're going to do. Make Adfinem come and defend mid, because right now Adfinem are being very greedy with their movements. They're ignoring the mid lane. They're just 5-man camping the Roche bit. If they're 5-manning Roche, go and force high ground. And there we go. TA will TP back.
Escape Gaming. Error into the pit. No traps at the moment down inside the pit for Adfinem. Adfinem now have Thug moving back down.
Yeah.
Error making pretty good work on this Roche.
Not fast enough for, as you said, Thug is already back. That's his play. And again, it's going to turn into this bit of a standoff. They come back to contest it. Now go back and shove mid lane again, shove bottom lane. Escape just need to keep these lanes pushed out. You're versing a team who's got illusions, so they're going to keep sending these Shadow Demon illusions to push out lanes. You need to do that yourself. And it looks like for now the Luna illusion's going to push out bottom. Skadi completed on Error. That's a big boost in his teamfight potential. I like this pickup. Really helps take him up against the TA and the Life Stealer.
Oh, there we go back in. A bit more of a harder commit with Quakefa and Error in the pit. Thug's heading down. Just going to get there quick enough. It looks like probably not. I mean, it's incredibly like a double patch.
They've been weaved up. This is a bit dangerous with the weave. They don't want to fight with the minus armor, and it also gives vision initially, so something that Escape have to be wary of, that they were scouted in that Roche pit. Error, he's on the front lines, but weaved at full capacity, about to wear off, so now Escape can look to fight.
Yeah, jumping in. They're looking to stay careful. They don't want to have to worry about the black hole, and they won't have to. He's down for 50 seconds. Thug going in onto Error, turns towards MNT, but Error can't finish it. MNT using himself up. Error's going to go down. They've already lost 2. The Grave coming out onto Madara. Madara's going to survive. The outside of the moment still hanging around on the cliff. He's blinking himself away, managed to steal the Grave. Oh, hello. They've got themselves a DD on the hands of Madara.
Okay, needs to
back
combo
into
something.
the pit. They've got to do something big. The Tornado comes in, but it's already down. Adfinem, they find themselves the Aegis, the cheese, and the kill as well. And they're not done. Jumping forward with the Burrow Strike onto Cinderin. And indeed, at the end of what
Bottom
seemed
Rex,
like
they took out a range Rex. The melee Rex is... Someone defend!
They're going to play the fortification.
Yeah, SC will get here in time to, I assume, save it. He's getting kind of low to the creeps.
I mean...
Yeah, they'll be fine, but it's still damage being done. Top range Rex goes down.
Yep.
I mean, the trade is okay for Escape. It's more that the execution wasn't good. The fight did not go how they wanted it to. They had 5 heroes there. Realistically, the range Rexes that they get at bottom and top is like a small consolation prize. And that's not even what they weren't even playing the split push game. They were playing the team fight game. And they just have to lose the team fight.
He nearly managed to pick up that.
Yeah.
Pick himself up the Skylight kill.
They can't afford to have Enigma caught out like that. That's a Blink Dagger Enigma who just has to be positioned better to not get caught out. It's very hard.
He's only got the Blink. He didn't have the Blink last
okay.
Yeah, he's only just finished that.
It's hard because the TA traps will be continuously looking to try and scout you out.
Yep.
So you've got to really position and try and hide well. You also don't know where the Dire Vision's going to be in those fights. And the Sand King is just looking for Enigma. You blink stun him, and then the Life Stealer has the follow-up Abyssal Blade, and that hero is dead. There's no reliable save unless... Actually, in theory there is. There's a Shallow Grave currently on the Apter. Perhaps a newer pickup, but that's something that you've got to try and use to save that Enigma's life.
Yeah, he only got it at the end of that last fight. So he's been scanned.
He was out of the scan and he blinked into it the last second, I believe, but it seems Adfinem will be too late to catch him.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, even though Escape lost, as you said, it was nice that they managed to get the pressure on the side lanes in terms of the creep momentum, but now that Adfinem have kind of recovered the lanes, pushed them back out a little bit, and the next fight, Escape Gaming are going to have to deal with the fact that Madara's got an Aegis, and Thug has the cheese, so...
Bit surprising how fast Era dived that last fight, but I guess that's naturally just going to happen with the TA on you, and it was like Loon in a 1v3 kind of scenario. Didn't have the Enigma to back him up, didn't have the mech support, it felt like Quakefa wasn't able to do a whole lot that fight either. Quakefa and Era both had massive games, 10-3 and 12 on Era, 7-1-11 on Invoker, but it's been these kills and pickoffs, and the team fights haven't seen them contribute as much, at least specifically looking at that fight there at the Roche pit. Neither of those players able to dish out the kind of damage you'd expect them to based on their items.
And it's really fun this game to watch both MNT and Japso, because these guys arguably some of the kind of the strongest up-and-coming supports that we recently saw in the qualifiers in EU, and just the farm that these guys get. I mean, they're keeping themselves on par with Kezu's Enigma. You know, you're seeing a Rubik with 10k and a Shadow Demon with 11k. This is an FC that's just finished off his Aghanims. We truly saw, obviously, in last game, where the fun really kicked off for maybe next time with those multiple demonic purges each fight.
But this is where the Luna's damage output gets kind of negated because of the Ags upgrade on the Shadow Demon.
I mean, earlier, if we look over onto Error, yeah, he only put 1 point in the Lunar Blessing, so opted for the stats, and I guess at this point it kind of pays off. I mean, you're only losing a level 1 Lunar Blessing with a demonic purge on you. You've got stats. It's like, purge my stats, mate. JK, you can't.
That's one way to look at it.
It's the late
silver
game
lining.
strat. It's he's gonna get an Aghanims. What's the point in getting this passive?
If 10 out of 10 analysis.
Absolutely.
More about the glaive.
That's exactly why I did it. We could talk to him after the game. Why'd you level? It's like, oh, well, he was going to get the Aghanims Shadow Demon. What's the point?
Aaron knows. He knew where this game was headed.
Exactly.
A bit of real talk for those you don't know. The glaives is the big one where losing the glaives is a huge amount of damage output being lost in these fights. And also just one of those things which is damage gain to the backlines. The aura doesn't actually scale very well. It's flat damage. It's not percent damage.
What's the match, like 40 something, level 4?
It's less than 38.
38.
Not a huge deal. It's nice in the early game. At this stage, you're kind of getting that point where Luna just wants to be as tanky as possible. You get HP and some armor out of these stats, so I don't know. I probably see most Luna players get. Hey, there we go. He's getting a second point in Luna Blessing now.
He has to now. Oh no, he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to. Could have gone stats.
He could have gone stats.
His team were probably
I think it
guys.
Was a misclick. It was a misclick. He's misclicking. He meant to go stats again.
I mean, at some point, getting that second point is better than stats, but I think we've definitely reached that point by now.
Oh, look at this Skylark coming in. And it's Madara hiding inside him. And Finham moving forward. And Cinderin could be the one to be jumped on.
You don't want to have your Enigma caught out as well. That's the other big thing. Kezu could turn a Black Hole them all.
Good by looks of it. Skylark, Madara coming in. Watch the the Black Hole, but he had the Dog's still outside. He can take down Kezu from the sidelines. But they do lose Skylark in the midst of it all. He's been graved up, looks towards Era. Era forced away. Era's going to survive by the looks of it. Madara, can he turn and finish this one off? Or with the jumping of MNT with the demonic purge? Era in trouble, but he matches. He may even be able to turn and hold Madara back. Madara will find him though. One more touch and Era is down. But at Finham, they've lost 3. They're about to lose another by the looks of it. Telekinesis into the center of Madara. Infest in. He jumps back out. Looks towards Yap. Yap forces away. Quite but with the tornado. Not going to catch the life stealer. Madara jukes down to the south. He can down the trees. He doesn't have a TP. He rages. Trying to run away with the right clicks would quite for take him down and escape gaming. They find it.
Yappy was really good there at the end, just kiting the lifestealer around. He's the one who blinked telekinesis him into a Sunstrike to almost kill him initially. And Adfin will be forced to chew through some buybacks there. The Black Hole slightly off, not catching the TA. He's still got the Sand King and the Lifestealer. It's still good. That's the thing. That wasn't the perfect Black Hole. Yet it's all you have to do is get off that Black Hole on at least one of the carries, and then you can win the fight. That's all it took for Escape. The fights where they're getting no Black Holes off, they're losing. This time around, they get the Black Hole off. Yeah, it doesn't initially kill Lifestealer, but gets him to that threshold where he's too low HP to fight. Era's able to at least do pretty well in the right-click battle until the Grave kicks in, but even then, you're kind of trading your Luna for your Lifesteal. The buyback means Adfinum perhaps coming off a little bit worse for wear, but still holding onto the melee Raxus for now as Boikva trying to rat at the top lane. They haven't got any attention. Speaking, I feel like both teams are getting a bit lazy with the gems.
Sin's got the gem now, but it's a very late pickup, as you said.
There was actually 2 gems that fight. They ended up both on the ground there, but for Adfinum, I imagine it's on cooldown, so they can't buy another one. It's back up in 5 seconds, so they'll buy another one as soon as possible, I can only imagine, and they've got to be playing with gem in these fights.
Dire's bottom barracks are under attack.
For Escape, now you've got to wait the Black Hole cooldown. It's just that important. We can see there. Wins of a fight. You Black Hole 2, you win the fight.
It was tasty.
Nothing can cancel it. If Lifesteal's in it, the Abyssal Blade's the one thing that could theoretically cancel it, although even that in itself, it's kind of short cast range, so chances are you may end up walking into a Black Hole. You go for the Hex now, so this is a good item to help fight the TA as well as Lifestealer. One of the problems for Adfinum is their TA isn't getting any scarier. We're kind of at that 6-slotted TA status. Could upgrade the Deso theoretically to like a Daedalus or a Bloodthorn, but TA has filled up all of those item slots for now. Madara on the Lifestealer, not quite the similar thing, has the Echo Saber, which is an obvious item to replace. SMY could theoretically be upgraded as well. So Escape, I can only imagine, ready to go, ready to fight very soon with Black Hole up in about 6 or 7 seconds.
Okie doke. Let's see if they do that.
Yeah, they just bought the smoke. It wasn't on the courier coming out to them, so
No.
perhaps they wait for that to come back with that smoke and then they look for that aggressive play.
Well, what are we looking at in terms of Roche? Still,
We'll find out now.
a little
Long
bit of a
respawn,
longer one
yep.
again. We've seen this a couple of times this game in a row.
And for Escape, you want to fight now. Like, for
Yep.
one, Roche, in theory, comes up soon. They don't know the Roche respawn. It could be respawning in the next 5 seconds for all they know. And 2, the buybacks are down. So this is a good time if they can win a fight, kill the TA, kill a Dazzle. Those heroes don't have buyback. So you put yourself in a good position to take this game if you choose a good fight at the moment. Era's Satanic could be completed, although it's kind of risky option given that his buyback is dependent on not spending that money. Dara.
Yeah, she's coming a little bit too close for comfort. Will be forced back. Looks like he'll be fine for now.
Oh,
Kessie
black
jumps
hole.
in there with a black hole. Gets both of them. Skylight gets Madara. Where's the damage follow-up? Looks like it's not going to be there. And then the box cross comes out, but there's the shallow frame just in time. Madara turning towards Kezu. Kezu being brought low. He's going to get taken down. They've lost 3 on Escape Gaming. Era has to run. He's actually thinking about going back in with the Eclipse. In fact, looking towards
There's no
Thug, but there's
detection.
no detection. Jet to the next Skylight with the epicenter jumps back in. Onto Era. Thug's there as well with the damage. Era puts him out of stun, but it's not going to keep him alive. Era's out. Now Quaifa on the run. Just getting himself the hell out of there. They're trying for the courier as well here in Skylark. I can't quite get it. Burrow strikes up, but the Dukes are real from the void. And the courier, mate. Quaifa, eyes on it.
Max level Sunstrike.
Yep.
And you've got to go back and defend lanes now. Quick's going to play the rat game. It was a weird black hole because it hit the heroes that they hit last time when they won the fight, but the problem with that one was it was too far away from the rest of the escape team. There was no damage in the black hole.
No,
as soon as that black hole went into those 2 heroes, TA blinked past it and just started hitting people because TA is like, okay, Lifesteal is going to survive the black hole if there's no damage in the black hole, so I'm just going to ignore it. Fight the Invoker, fight whoever, fight Luna. And there was no right clicks from Luna, there was no Eclipse from Luna. Those heroes were just straight up black hole. The Lifestealer eventually gets slow, but
I mean, look at Quaifa. He's getting a bit cheeky with this. He's trying for a little bit of solo pickoffs. And in fact, he may just nearly do it. It's a tornado. The Sunstrike as well. Oh, he doesn't quite find it though, Thug. BKB's looking to run. Gets the blink off just in time. MNT's coming forward. Will force Quaifa back, but you can see at this stage of the game, Quaifa, level 25, pretty much 6-slotted. He is not afraid to dance around with whoever you throw at him.
yeah, this is the ultra late game Invoker where you start having some good fun.
Oh,
One of the best heroes to have.
Madara. Picked up an Invis. He has to be careful. Sin's still got that gem.
Both teams know Roche about to respawn. Era commits to the Satanic for this upcoming fight.
Here we have it.
He will not have buyback. It looks like only Invoker and
Absol.
Enigma with buyback.
Absol's going in deep. He's going to be the person that they jump on immediately. Yap in trouble, getting bashed. The Abyssal Blade used to hold him in place. Looks down with the 5 up. Onto the Sanking. Out comes the Deafening Blast. Locking back.
Oh, great disarm.
as well. And the Shallow Grave comes out just in time. They'll look towards Madara. Madara's going to live. Skylark might just survive with the Sandstorm Duke out. He'll live. So at the moment, only losing Yapso. Thug jumping into the backline as takes down Sin. Now jumping back in. Looking for Quaifa. Quaifa with the Coast Walk. Looks to get himself away just in time. The drop a sentry, but Quaifa's out of range. Era still kind of split up, stuck towards the top. They need backup. They need kind of Kezo as such, but Kezo's towards the mid. Era's getting focused down 5-4. Quaifa doing his best from the side to try and help out the Luna, but Era's to fall.
He's got no buyback. He commits to the Satanic. Immediately Kezu's split pushing the high ground, but
I mean, it's the best he could. He didn't have the black hole. It's only just come off cooldown. It's all he could do at that point.
Quaifa's doing the same thing. He's ignoring the creep wave, but he's got a hero behind him. He's got to be very careful. Oh, it's Kezu, sorry for now, but now here comes that
black hole, but the jumping Quaifa immediately goes for us. One more touch and Quaifa could have gone down there. Skylark's found Kezu, jumps in with the forest strike. Kezu's got to be so careful here. Shadow poisons down onto the physical damage from Thug, bringing him down there. The drop an ice will kills you, trying to keep himself alive, but the Lotus Sword of Malefice holds him back. Gem hits the deck, and Escape Gaming lose another. We see Madara back into the pit. I mean, obviously, it's painful for Escape Gaming losing Kezu as well up top, but if anything, I guess it's drawing Venom away from barreling down the lane and punishing the fact that Era does not have buyback.
Yeah, it's keeping them in this game as far as buying time, and it's very hard for Venom to seal the deal this game.
Oh, watch this, guys. Oh.
I'm watching, Owen. I'm watching. I'm watching
Yeah.
Escape
I don't
lose
watch
another
that.
game with a 10k gold lead. That's what I'm watching.
No, they're going to be fine. I mean,
Yeah,
they've
it's not
lost
over
Roche,
yet.
they've lost the Aegis, but they are going to have another fight in them. Yeah, let's see how he outplays this one. He might just do it, actually. Forces forward. Blink's still on cooldown. He's got the Ghost Scepter. He might get the Blink chance. There we have it. He's got the Blink. He's out. Thug.
Senking has his though.
Yeah, they may want to chase. Are they going to chase it? That's the question. They hit the traps onto Yap. Yap turns around with the telekinesis. Track down Thug. Looks for the steal. What's he stolen? Whatever it was. I think it was the traps, yeah.
Yep.
He lays one down on his grave. Thug smashes his grave over his dead body. But that is Yap down for 7. Yap does not have buyback. He's short on the gold. But Escape Gaming will have the rest of the 4 available for this defense. If Quake fulfills the need to get himself back in, he's got the resources to do so.
Curious to see what Quakeford does with his items here. He's got the open slot. Not sure where his Boot to Travel actually got off to.
Oh, Yap's carrying them for him.
Okay,
But he's dead. So, I mean, he's not going to have access to them.
interesting. May buy a refresh if he feels like he wants some all-in big late game item, but at the same time, he'll want to have buyback. If he doesn't use his buyback, he'll want to...
He's going to use it. They don't want to lose a set of racks. Kezu's got a black hole. They're more than ready to try and take a fight in the defense, and Adfin realize that.
He buys a fresh pair.
Has he
of
brought a
travels.
fresh pair? Because Yap's still dead with his.
That's
You know you're rolling in money when you do that. I'm not waiting 20 seconds for my boots. I need them now.
Yep. I guess, I mean, you lose, what, 1,200 when you sell the pair?
Yeah.
So it's not ideal, but at the same time, you're 6-slotted. Does slow down that 7th item refresher.
I mean, yeah.
The luxury refresher.
I guess that's the only kind of holdback. Yeah.
And that does hurt you a little bit for sure, because you want to ideally have a refresher, but it's typically not going to be a thing that decides a game. If anything, having boots there or not could have been a more deciding factor. So he buys back, picks up the boots, and then says, go, go, go.
Oh, look at that.
Adfin and back off.
Error with the new strats. First pro game where Luna didn't have more than a single level of Luna Blessing by level 18. Well, there we have it. Error crafting the new meta with this innovative skill build.
And
the
what-
anti-SDX build. That's what it
meta
is.
that?
It's
Okay.
the nice Ags, mate.
Well, still an okay position for Escape as far as having the split push advantage. They're being very pesky and annoying. I didn't really have to catch heroes and find these kills. It's sort of an Enigma where you hit that one black hole. This is late game BKB black hole Enigma with no cancels.
Hello. Skylar looking for
Oh,
the
they
back
found
door.
Enigma.
Jumps in. Yeah, Kezu. Oh, he's out. That's the
That's
first
rough.
death here. With the jump in, Thug looks to focus onto Koifer. Now Madara turns in. He's got the Lotus Orb on him as well. Error forced out to the side. Thug with the BKB focusing Sinner and taken out by quick mouse drop, but Error doing insane amounts of damage. The Grave comes out onto the Burrow Strike again, controlling Error. Error's taken down. They've lost 3 on Escape Gaming. Madara's down, but he's got the Axe ready for round 2. Yeah, can he play his way around this? He's got a cheeky little Burrow Strike, but the reflections up
taking through everything.
Him down. Oh, they've lost 4.
He refracted the tornado and then the burrow strike. He was on like 50 HP. He gets tornado, refraction still up. He gets burrow strike, refraction still up. And then the open wounds heals him up. The sustain from that open wounds allowed him to stay even healthier. And Escape will be forced to use buybacks. It's so costly when Kezu dies at the start of these fights. We see it again there. He just gets found by the Sand King. It's a blink burrow strike into an infested lifestealer popping out, and it's just too hard for Escape to win these fights without black hole. The best fights they've had have been when they've been able to hit that black hole on lifestealer.
There we have it. Madara getting himself out of the EMP. And again, Escape Gaming may be able to buy themselves time to have the full 5-man back up. As already, Madara just TPing back up towards the top lane to clear it out. And again, they did expend Error's buyback, but the rest of the team, they're going to be back up. And again, this game continues. 60 minutes in, 32-38. And still definitely feels like it could swing either way still at this stage of the game.
Yeah, for Adfin, without a Rax claim, they're not in the clear by any means, and they've definitely reached that point where it's like, here's, I mentioned the TA not really scaling anymore. We've seen Thug 6-slot for some time now. Could theoretically try and upgrade that Desolator. There we go. Picks up the Demon Edge, so we'll see the Daedalus or, Daedalus completed. Actually has 5.5k gold on top of that.
Yep.
And Lifestealer, some room to grow. He had the Aegis last fight, still has an empty item slot, but maybe considering and getting the next Roshan, but for now he's getting a Crystallis as well. Tough fights for Escape. They're just they're very reliant on the black hole because Escape needs the hip heroes like Lightfield lockdown. Era's just getting kited around these fights. He didn't even get a chance to use Satanic last time before going down, so...
Both could be jumped on here. It's coming rather far forward, yeah. Hiding in the trees for the time being. Skylark coming with the lines, and indeed Kezu constantly focused. He's out again. Thug with the BKB turning towards Sin. Absol, he's got to get himself out. The first demonic purge onto him, but he forces himself down to the low ground. Thug looking to finish off Sinner, and a good multicast though from Sin, holding Thug back in the Chaos Meteor. Sunstrike comes out. Thug's going to get taken down. A beautiful Sunstrike for Quaker. Yapso still silently onto them. They're about to use the second charge of the demonic purge, and they're still not killing him. The turnaround's there from Arrow with the Eclipse. The Hex of the Madara. He gets the range up, but the right clicks might just do it, and they do. Madara's out. Skylark will blink himself back out of the pit. Thug's brought back for this one. Quaker continuing to chase down. Tornado onto Spartan. He's out as well. Triple kill for Quaker, and he's not done yet. They've got to buy back on Madara. Buybacks on both Thug and Madara used for this fight. If it does continue,
Thug doesn't look like it.
And they don't have either support for 70 seconds. The question is again whether Escape themselves are able to do something with this opening.
Roche is not an option for them. That's not up for some time, but they'll have Enigma back alive.
They're looking for Aaron. Aaron needs backup, and he needs it quick. Sinner and working his way round the corner. Aaron falling low, but he's kept alive. He's been bloodlusted up. They'll hold back the TA. Aaron's going to be able to get himself out. Sinner is going to pay with his life. Boyfa, can he escape this one as well? Turns around. Quick Hex. EMP down. Throws for the refraction, though. Continues to chase. Boyfa has the Ghost Walk. Gem's on the deck. So let's see if they've actually got the ability to chase this down. They've still got the gem on the SK. The damage comes through. They're taking out Kuiper. But it's 100 seconds. Kezu comes in, but it's not the black hole that they need. It will take the SK. Madara, actually, he goes down as well. Aaron's back with the damage. Thug, refraction up. He's out. Madara, he's going out as well. If they lose this, this is both cores down without buyback, and it is. They may have lost Kuiper. They may have lost Sind. But Ad Venom don't have Thug. They don't have Madara. And if anything, maybe the black hole was brilliant. It held Skylark in place. He could have Burrow Strike. He could have Epicenter to help his teammates.
And they actually lifted with the telekinesis one of the heroes into the black hole at the end. It was like for maybe a second or half a second, but it was still enough.
It worked out.
Yapsor is definitely the hero of these fights. He's hitting Burrow Strikes, telekinesis all over the place. He is just doing so much to kite at Venom. The light still goes for him. He's playing keep away, and this has really been the Yapster show when it comes to these team fights.
Watch out for the MP. Skylark's coming in, forces forward immediately on
He's got Satanic.
Turns indeed with the Satanic. The first demonic purge coming out, holding him back. He'll turn towards Skylark. Has a load of storm on him. Defensive disruption from MNC. MNC blinks back. Yapsor moving in for more. Skylark sandstorms up. They have the detection. Sentries drop down. They remove the Sand King from the fight. He does not have buyback at Venom now. 3 on the sidelines.
It's just the supports. This SD needs to go carry mode by making some Lunar Illusions. That's their only hope to defend with. 50 seconds.
And they're calling it. Ad Venom, tap out. Escape Gaming take the game. Oh, what a game it was indeed. Indeed, as you said, Yapsor with the plays. I mean, plays all around. A very entertaining game to watch for us and hopefully for you guys and girls at home tuning in. And we were right, guys. It was the draw, 1-1.
Yeah.